Good evening, everyone. We're so happy to see you here. We're going to start with a brief informational slide deck. This is an abridged version of the one that was sent out to chapter advisors and presidents. And we're also going to start with a little mini introduction from the state officers. And if you have any questions, please save them for the end when we have the Q&A session, and also be on the lookout for any links that are sent out in the chat.
All right. So as Danielle stated earlier, it's amazing to see so many new and familiar faces. Today, we're really excited to talk to you guys more about the Break the Chain campaign, a campaign with the goal of reducing the stigma surrounding mental health and substance misuse. So this campaign aims to break the chain by raising awareness and providing resources for Maryland HOSA and HC Drug Free to address these issues within our communities. And so on the subject of mental health, we want to talk with you about how your state officer team takes care of their mental health, and we encourage you to drop some strategies you use in the chat. So Nikita, our executive president, takes care of her mental health by spending time with friends and loved ones. She unfortunately wasn't able to make it tonight, but she does send her good wishes. Now, Zahra Shamir, I currently serve as your vice president, and I enjoy taking care of my mental health by journaling and spending time doing relaxing activities like playing the piano.
My name is Danielle Choi, and I currently serve as secretary on the state officer team. And I love to read books and play with my dog as ways to take care of my mental health.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tolu Oluwafemi. I am the reporter, and one way that I take care of my mental health is by taking frequent walks outside. Now, I just wanted to go over real quick the timeline of this campaign. Although it already started on the 31st, there are some dates that you can look forward to. The number one being April 20th, which is when all the application materials are due, and you can submit this using the Google form. April 20th through the 25th, we will be having a social media week-long campaign hosted on the Maryland HOSA page. And April 30th, which is when we'll have a webinar that is hosted by HC Drug Free to kind of bring this campaign to a close.
So this is the point system that we have established for determining the top 3 chapters who raised the most awareness throughout the campaign. Your chapter can earn 10 points for each slide deck that the chapter presents. We have provided 3 slide decks, meaning your chapter can at most win 30 points for for presenting each slide deck. So there's one on mental health disorders, there's one on refusal skills, and the last one is about administering Narcan, and as well as recognizing the symptoms of an overdose. So the links to these slides have been included in the informational slide deck that was sent out to chapter advisors and presidents, and these were created by Maryland HOSA and HC Drug Free. Another way to earn points is to do an activity. You can earn 8 points for each of these that your chapter does. The activity can be from the list that we have provided in the informational slide deck, or it could be an activity that your chapter created, but it must align with the Break the Chain topics like mental health and substance misuse awareness. Your chapter can also earn 6 points for each prompt that your chapter completes from the theme days. These prompts are included within the informational slide decks, and we will be using these photos and videos during the social media week on our Instagram page. And finally, your chapter can earn 4 points for each social media post that they create for their social media platform like Instagram. This can be an informational post about mental health, substance misuse awareness, or a promotion post for the campaign.
So here's what we want to see in the application components that you submit to us for the Break the Chain campaign. The first thing we want to see is the name of your chapter president and the school that you're representing. And then we want to see photos of you doing the different activities we have listed. So whether that's presenting a slide deck, participating in an activity, doing one of the theme posts. And we also ask for links to social media posts that your chapter created. And finally, a short reflection about your chapter's experience in the campaign. That being said, you don't have to submit every single one of these components. Rather, this is a way for us to categorize how many points each chapter has accrued by doing the listed activities. Now, let's say your chapter goes above and beyond and presents all 3 slide decks. We ask for one individual photo from every single activity that you partake in. So one photo of you presenting the slides on Narcan administration, one photo of your chapter participating in activity, one photo of your chapter doing the refusal skills slides. So for every activity that you do through this campaign, we ask for one photo, and we ask you include a separate link to the social media posts that you make on various platforms. And the link to this Google form will be in the chat, but it will also be in the materials that we sent out to you and the materials that were sent out in the informational slide deck to chapter presidents and advisors.
So, as briefly mentioned, we are doing this campaign in collaboration with HC Drug Free, and they're kind enough to provide materials that you can present to your school. The three slide decks are as follows: refusal skills, Narcan and Naxalone administration, and the signs of overdose, and lastly, the different types of mental health disorders. And as mentioned before, you can get the links to these through the slideshow that was sent out.
So, doing one of the activities is another way that your chapter can earn points. Here is the list of activities. We have included more in the other informational slide deck that was sent out to chapter advisors and presidents. But some examples of these activities are to execute an impairment simulation, to stimulate the effects of the use of substances on coordination, vision, and reaction time. Another thing that your chapter can do is to conduct interviews with HOSA members and other students and ask them about how they take care or what they do to take care of their mental health. And these are just ideas of activities that your chapter can do, as long as it aligns with the topics of mental health and substance misuse awareness, then any activity is okay.
Now, on the topic of social media, if your chapter does have a social media platform, we encourage you guys to create social media posts that are related to the campaign. And to supplement you doing this, we've created a Google Drive folder, which will be linked in the chat and again is on the previously sent out materials that contains various tools to help you do so. There's a color palette, there's the link to these Break the Chain logo posters, and there's various materials you could use to create informative and attractive social media posts.
On April 21st to the 25th, we will be having a week-long social media campaign. We encourage you and your members to participate in this by posting on your school's account or on your account so that we can repost them. The posts will be going along with a theme that will be posted each day, and it will have information on that theme and photos of members participating in them. And we'll be getting these photos from the ones that you submitted through the Google form.
Participating in one of the theme days is another way that your chapter can earn points. So these are the 5 prompts. We are going to be hosting the social media week from April 21st to 25th on Maryland HOSA's Instagram page. So on Monday, we will be focusing on mental health. The prompt is to share a photo of yourself engaging in an activity that positively impacted your mental health, like journaling, exercising, meditation, or even playing with your dog. For Tuesday, the prompt would be about Together Tuesday, so to share a photo of members from your hosted chapter supporting each other in a collaborative environment. Then we have Win Wednesday, so the prompt would be to share a photo of members discussing some reasons as to why they do not use drugs. Thursday would be Thoughtful Thursday, to share a photo of members reflecting and sharing how their actions can impact others. And then Friday would be Fresh Start Friday. So the prompt would be to share a photo of a sunset or sunrise to symbolize a fresh start. So each prompt that your chapter does, that is how you can earn points.
And finally, Maryland HOSA and HC Drug Free will be hosting an online webinar on April 30th to serve as a culmination of the campaign for members to learn more about mental health and substance use, also to network and to discuss their experience in the campaign. So it'll be about an hour long on Zoom and it will include various components. There'll be icebreakers for Maryland hosted members to discuss their experiences. There'll be a near-pod activity, which is in essence a set of interactive slides. We'll be doing breakout room sessions, we'll be doing Kahoot games, and we'll be sharing opportunities and more information on how to get involved. So the details to this event will be provided as we get closer to April 30th.
We know we threw out a lot of information at you, and this is a time that we want to hear from you. Any questions you have about the campaign. And if you don't, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We hope to see the photos from your chapter, and we're very excited to see them.
Hi, ladies. I have a quick question about the campaign. So we don't turn in the application until April 12th. So between now and April 12th is where we do all the slide decks, activity theme days, and everything. Is that correct?
Yes, so between now and April 28th, you guys will have time to do any of the activities that we've listed.
Okay, so we go on spring break all next week. So what I'm just wondering is because my group at Randallstown High School, we're doing stuff this week, but then we won't be able to do anything next week because no one's on campus.
Yeah, I think if you do it this week, that's okay.
Okay,
If that's okay with the state officers. The other thing is, um, if some of your chapter members are on break and they get together and they do a theme or an activity that they may not be at school, but they're together,
okay,
they could post that also. Okay.
okay. And we post that on, everything goes on the application. So we've been taking picture this week of them doing things like going to classes and doing a slide deck. And we post all those within the application. Is that
Yes, and
correct?
there will be designated sections for you to post every single activity.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
And it has to be the president that submits everything because I don't think she's going to be in town over spring break.
It doesn't necessarily have to be the president, though we do ask for their information for the school that they're representing. That way we can have access to the email and just correspond with you guys easier.
Okay. Okay.
So
I
yeah,
might
I
have
think
another
it
student who can do it, but put all her information down. Okay.
that works. Thank you.
Sounds good.
Another officer might, like your vice president, if you have
Mm-hmm.
another officer like that can step in, that would be fine.
Okay. Okay. Great.
And
That's all.
Metong, Angela.
Hi, I'm Angela. I'm from Montgomery Blair, and I was wondering if I could have the link to this slideshow because I know Nikita's not here. Um, and I was wondering for the day-to-day events like Mental Health Monday, would it have to be with the HOSA club members, or could it just be with your group of friends? Because I think it would be harder to coordinate meetings with all of the HOSA kids, but it might be easier to show you doing mental health activities with the people you see on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, I hear where you're coming from. I think whether doing it with HOSA members and doing it with friends, both of them are viable options because we're mostly focused on your impact on the community rather than just the bounds of your HOSA chapter. So yeah, both of those are fine, and we'd be more than happy to share the slides with you.
All right, thank you.
And put them in the chat as well.
I think too that one of the things with this whole campaign is to spread awareness. So if you're working with students that may not be in your chapter, but you're sharing the information of this campaign, then that's exactly what the campaign is about, is to spread that awareness. So I think that would be fine.
Hi, I had a quick question. So for the slide deck show that they're supposed to give, is that the slide decks with that we have from the PowerPoint that was sent to us, or are the students supposed to create their own? Because that was one that they asked me.
So the slide deck with all of the information is the link that we primarily sent out in the first email. And within that are links to the 3 slide decks that they can present as a way to earn points. So they do not have to create their own.
Okay. And also, some of my students, they were looking at the videos and was going to take like the quiz and everything. Is it okay? Like, how would they show that they were doing that? Or should they? Or, you know.
So for each activity that they do, so for example, if they present a TED Ed video about depression, they would have to take a photo of them doing that to verify that they actually presented the video. So for
Okay.
each video or activity that they do, they would have to take one photo.
Okay. Sounds good. What else was it? Yes, we're on spring break too during the week, and we were just trying to make sure that we had everything kind of together and just setting up an ongoing kind of like PowerPoint, Google Doc that, people are trying to fill in. So I was just trying to make sure. But thank you.
Thank you for asking the questions. And I do want to say, if I see this as like kind of a common question, it is okay to do these events with non-Maryland HOSA members because like the goal of the campaign is to make it this information more accessible to community members. So that's something that we can do across the board. It's okay to do these types of presentations over break, even if the members that you're presenting to aren't from Maryland HOSA.
Okay, and I have one more question. So when we're doing the social media posts the week of the 20th through 25th, do we just tag the Maryland HOSA's Instagram page?
Yes, that'll be very
Okay.
helpful. And I believe, and we're going to also have a way that on our story where you can also participate that way so that we see the post and others will be able to see it when we repost.
Yes, I think one other thing too, Christy, is that HC Drug Free is a Maryland nonprofit. And they were very excited that our state officers were willing to take this on to put out to high school members. So we're anything that we can do to share this information with the community, I think is a plus. They're very excited about it.
Do we have any more questions?
No, but thank you so much. You clarified a lot for me tonight that I'll take back to my group tomorrow at school. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Miss Christie.
Yes, and we're also always available to reach through GroupMe or email. So if any other questions come up throughout the duration of the campaign, please feel more than free to reach out.
Thank you.
Have a good evening. Bye.
Same to you, Angela. Thank you for
Good
coming.
evening. Thank you.
Hello, Blessing.
Hello, Blessing. Hi, Muthu. Good evening, Ireti Ayo. I apologize if I pronounced anyone's name wrong. Do you guys have any questions that we can answer? Anything we can assist you with?
Hi, yes. Great to meet you guys. I was wondering the responsibilities of a chaperone, like they're like for ILC.
Okay, we're going to do, I'm going to do a Zoom that will go out that everybody can join in if they wish to go through the process. But there is on the Maryland HOSA website under the ILC, there is it says instructions for the ILC, and it gives you a step-by-step process on how to follow through and be successful in registering. I hope that helps.
Yes, I've taken a look at it and made myself
Okay,
familiar with.
and if you have any other questions, then please feel free to email me at stateadvisor@marylandhosa.org. And I'll be sending out the link to I'm planning two things: how to sign up and Champ Camp. We're gonna have a Zoom meeting where if your students want some feedback on their project and some clarification, we can do that also. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. Hello, Mr. Rose. How are you?
I am busier than a one-armed paper hanger lately, but I'm sure you can feel that. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Good evening.
Okay. Good evening. I was just checking. Some of my officers were supposed to be on here. I was checking on them to join. So, um, you just did your presentation.
Yes.
Do you have a copy of the presentation, or is it the one that you already had in the email previously?
I'm recording it now. Errol, so I will have them post it so that if you weren't able to be here for it, you can watch it, okay?
Okay. So the main thing, we are just getting started. We've been dealing with, we have our spring break starting Friday. So we'll be off next week, and then we get back on the Tuesday after Easter Monday. So we will just try to we're having a meeting tomorrow, so I just wanted to, so if the presentation has the most information, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
So I apologize. Go ahead,
I
Tolu.
was just going to share that the one we presented today was just a shorter version of the one that was sent out in the email.
Okay, thank you.
And just for the members that have joined a little bit later, we understand that there are several schools that are going out on break, so they can do the work for the rest of this week. And also, if they like on the social media campaign days, they can do that with their friends if they share the information from the campaign and then take a picture of that. If they're maybe we should have a competition. Who's the furthest away that's working on the campaign? But those we understand that's going to be hard. People often go away, Errol, so they can work on it the rest of this week, and then with their friends or family or whoever they can present to, that counts too.
Thank you, Jane.
Yes, as Ms. Shovlin said, for some of the people who join a little bit later, presenting to members who aren't from Maryland HOSA is completely okay because this is more so a community outreach event. So we want to be able to give people, the most amount of people, the resources as possible. Okay, if there are no further questions, and again, please feel free to email us, chapter presidents. They have access to the group me where they can message us directly. And as the campaign continues, we are more than happy to answer any questions as we go forward.
So how will we get the recording? Will that happen later, or will we post it online?
Once I download it from here, so Tolu, can you post it on Instagram then, the link?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Okay. If there are no further questions, I want to sincerely thank everyone for coming out tonight. We are so excited to see you guys participate in this campaign because it is an issue that's near to our hearts and to the state of Maryland. So we thank you for coming and we're excited to see what you do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
Good evening.
Hello, Miss Faith.
How are y'all?
We are good.
Good.
Okay, I'm going to stop recording.